Hello, this is Ivett with Honey Deep, Honey Wide, with this week's episode of 7 Minutes to Insight, where I pull one fortune from all the fortunes I've written since the last winter solstice and talk a little bit more about what I get out of it. All right, this week. Okay. Oh, this one comes from March 6th of this year, and it says, "You have the strength to be gentle and kind. You have the strength to be gentle and kind." You have the strength to be gentle and kind. I appreciate this message a lot, and I think this is something I'm coming to greater and greater awareness of as I mature. Certainly when I was young, as a child, as a very small child, I perceived strength as being that which ruled the day, the person who was the loudest, the parent that was the most domineering, the one that I felt the most fear around. Um, I thought as a child, the ability to induce fear or submission in another person was strength, and I actually coveted that for myself. I resented those who had power over me in a dominating way because I felt like I was powerless as a child. And so I secretly desired for myself to be the one that was dominating and telling others what was what, and, you know, make righteous wrath, the ability to impose my righteous wrath on others, was in my mind what strength was about. And even into my 20s. You see, the thing is these things are, well, they were in my mind and I didn't even really think about it. I didn't think about, okay, what does it mean to be strong? I just noticed what went on in my own house when I was growing up. And I assumed that the parent that I was more fearful of was the stronger one. Because I thought that was what power was. This is a very deep idea. What is power? What is strength? It really does. It does really behoove one to meditate on what is true power, what is strength, all of these things. But we'll take strength. So I grew up thinking this and thinking that the way to be strong was to muscle through things. And if I felt tired or I didn't want to show up for something, and I felt to be strong was to do it anyway, to do the hard thing. That was another thing I thought. It was to do the hard thing was the strong thing, and therefore the best thing. It's not until my 30s that I started to question this about what true strength was. And what I've come to understand through the process of maturation, which occurs very slowly over time, if it happens at all, is that the ones who are truly strong are the ones who are able to bend with the wind and who are able to extend kindness to others, even when one's toes have been stepped on, to still resist that impulse to lash out in anger, to resist that impulse to be right and to really shove it in someone's face. Oh, God. I can know that I'm right. And it's like, I really want to just, I just really want to make it so clear and evident to you that you'll never once again think that you can tell me what's what. um, but that's not really true strength. That is immaturity. That is true immaturity. The one that has to be the one that's seen as victorious and winning the debate and winning and being on top. That's a very immature kind of energy. The truly mature soul, the truly gentle and kind soul, is the person that it can extend mercy and compassion to others, even when others don't appreciate that coming from the kind person. You know, a lot of times kindness and gentleness is seen as weakness. Now, this does not mean that you have to be a doormat. No, by any means does this mean you have to be a doormat. It just means that if you have strength and wisdom, you're capable of holding others in your eyes and in your worldview and holding them with compassion and speaking with gentle kindness. And you can very, very kindly and compassionately say, no, thank you, or that's not for me, or I've considered your words and we're not doing that here. End of story. I truly regret that you don't agree with me, and I can understand why. I can see, if I imagine what it's like to live your life and to have had the journey you've had, how it's possible to see things the way you see things, but this is not the way I'm going. But thank you. You know, that just to stick to your truth, but to be kind and gentle. That's true strength. That's true maturity. That takes guts to be kind in a world where people are just trying to shove their agenda or the way they see things down your throat. And woo, very fiery. We can encounter some very fiery messages, conversations, politics, especially the politics. Don't let all that fire make you forget the strength that you have inside to be kind and gentle. Yeah, you have the strength to be gentle and kind. This is something that I am learning more day by day. What is it that I am truly endeavoring to accomplish with this life? It's to serve life. And to serve life means that you take the time to observe and witness how interwoven we are, and how if I attack you, even though something you believe is repulsive and repugnant to me, to attack you and to be unkind to you is to hurt myself. It's to hurt what I stand for. And so this is the immature impulse that I must season within myself. If I have any hope of seeing it in my neighbors or seeing it in people that I don't know, I can only make choices about how I behave and the way I choose to show up. And so I've got to work on my strength and accessing my strength, and start with the children. You work on how you speak with the children, because you being gentle and kind to children, that will communicate to them what strength and maturity is. Yes. I love this, Fortune. This one, I have a lot more meditating to do with as the years go by and I continue to become a true human being. And I hope you will join me on that journey of maturity. And I hope you will access your guts to be gentle and kind no matter what. Uh, Thank you so much for watching and spending another episode of 7 Minutes to Insight with me. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, be well and thrive.